Well, I'm at Motha's house again, and I noticed something in the backyard the other day, and I have not checked it out yet. We're going to check it out together today to see what's going on, because it looks like we might have some sort of leak going on over here. I see all this water along here on the grass. I think that's from the sprinklers from the grass, but I've noticed over in here, see how this is all wet here, and it comes around this way too. Look at all that. What is causing that? I think she's got a leak somewhere in her drip irrigation. So we're going to check that out together. If you want to watch that and see if I can't find out what's going on here, and finding it and fixing it, stick around. I just drained some of that water. I took this little, this is for soap, you know, for your washing machine. I just used that as my little cup and kept filling that up. I'm probably going to still have to do it again. Now, when I look at this, I can see it was cut clean off at an angle. Okay? What does that tell me? That tells me that the gardeners could have accidentally hit it when they were cutting this bush and trimming it and stuff. They probably were down here trimming, and their trimmer caught that and they didn't even realize it. And so before I just cap it off willy-nilly, because it's out here, thinking, okay, could it possibly, how could it be going to here, because that pipe is too short. The bubbler should be way up in here somewhere. And before looking at that, I've determined that, well, because it's cut off at an angle, this could be way long. It could be another 1.5 feet long, and the bubbler could be way up underneath here. Okay, so I don't want to just cap that off or anything like that until I make a determination. So I got my gloves out here and my knee pad and my little putty knife, and I'm gonna putter around, seeing if I can't find the other end of that. It's got to be close. It was twisted like that. It's probably up in here somewhere. And because see, I've got repairs and stuff for 1/4-inch tubing. Whenever I come to Mother's, I got my whole bag of goodies in here, and I've got, see, it's all 1/4-inch nowadays, and I've got a whole roll of that, and I've got bubblers in there and all that kind of stuff. So here's my theory. I don't like making repairs to little 1/8-inch tubing like that, or 3/16. I don't know what that is, and whenever I do something, I like to just use the 1/4-inch stuff. So if I find it's underneath there, I can tell the other end is attached nice and tight down here, and this probably goes down to a main drip irrigation pipe that's 5/8 or 3/4 of an inch thick, probably 5/8 thick, that comes all the way through here and zipsy doodles all around there, and then they tap in with this small little pipe off of that. And so if I can find the other end, I'm gonna check that out first. Then I'm probably gonna dig this out and find out where the main trunk line is, and it's probably only 4 or 5 inches down. I should be able to see it. Then I can pull that out of the pipe, put a new coupling in the same location for the 1/4-inch tubing, and then run a new 1/4-inch tubing over to this here. And I would say, in my judgment, that I would use a 1 gallon per hour bubbler for a bush such as this. If the bush gets too much bigger, you could put a 2 gallon, like see this big old bush right here? Yeah, that's a bush. Can you believe that? And see that bush right there? You could maybe put put a 2-gallon bubbler on there, I wouldn't go any more than that. And see, here's a portion of the main drip irrigation line. It should be covered up, by the way. And see, here's one that's for this tree, and they probably have 2 different bubblers for a birch tree like that. You wouldn't do a 1-gallon or 2-gallon. You could get away in a pinch with a 2-gallon, and I put the 2-gallon up there so that when the water comes down, it gets the whole root base, you know, rather than having it down here. I would put it on the uphill side. Enough of that. You see, just by standing here for a while, this is filled up a little bit because it's saturated from this here. So I'm gonna dig that down and do a little more inspecting there, see if I can't find the end of that, and get ready for my repair. Hey, 1 step at a time. How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. How do you do a job like this? 1 step at a time. I'm just concentrating on here before I decide what to do over there. And just another thing, if I ever wanted to cap this off, I could bend this over like that. You see what I mean? And then I could get some little wire and tie that over. And I happen to find some wire in the garage. This is really small wire. Okay, but I could use that. It's copper wire, and then I would cut it, wrap it around there, and then tie it. And that could cap that off. I could fix it just like that if I wanted. But hear me out. If I did that, and if this pipe is for this bush, now I've just cut off the water source for this bush. Now you're going to have to keep an eye on this. And we're getting into winter, and you're probably not going to have a problem. And next summer, you're going to forget all about it. And then this thing's going to start dying. And the powers that be are going to say, what did you do there? How come that bush died? And a light bulb's going to come on. You're going to think, oh yeah, I kept the water right there. I didn't know it was for that bush. That's because you didn't check it out fully. So there's a tip for you. That's why I'm going the extra mile. I'm not going to just make any assumptions at this point, okay? And I don't want you to either. Now, whenever you start digging and stuff, you might come to the determination that you might want to change your mind and decide something else. But so far, I've gotten more water out of there. I dug around there with my putting knife. Oh man. And I could not find this yet. And see how it swivels like that? It tells me I'm fairly close probably to the main drip irrigation line. But as I was feeling around here, I couldn't find the end right in here. But yet I found all this stuff. Look, I pulled all this stuff out right in this area, leading me to think there could have possibly been another bush here, and maybe before this one grew so big and beautiful, there was another bush here, and there was one over here, and this one could have died out, and maybe this line went to this bush here, or maybe it didn't. Maybe that line is still down in there. I'm going to do some more probing in there to see, because I know for a fact that the landscaper did chop this off. It wouldn't be cut off at an angle like that. You see what I mean? And it might have still gone over that way. So I'm going to keep checking. But let's just say if there was a bush here, and if that got chopped off, and if I can't find that end, what does that tell me? Well, that tells me maybe the drip bubbler was only on there about to here, and when they chopped it off, it could have flew anywhere. The end of it could have flown anywhere. It could be in here somewhere. Who knows? You see what I mean? If it was for a plant that was here instead of the drip bubbler for there. Okay, so that could be possible too. But I'm not going to give up just yet. It could be down in the dirt, in the mud a little bit further before they ran it up there, because lots of times you'll take a bubbler like this and I'll dig it down a little bit into the dirt, scrape the bark away or something, like if I'm adding one or to an existing plant or a new plant, and then I'll cover it back up with the bark and so forth, so you don't see it running along the top. You know what I mean? Ooh. Oh, did you hear that? There was two hummingbirds right there just a second ago. Okay, so I'm gonna get some of this water out, and I'm gonna dig a little bit further and reach my hand down in there. If I can't feel it or anything, then I've gotta make the determination that this probably is not for this bush. And yes, could I go the extra mile and try to get under there and feel around? I might do that too and see if there's a bubbler. It's going to be kind of tricky to do that, because unlike a bush like that, I can't get down to the base of that very easily, can I? But if I can find another bubbler in there, then I'll know that this was in fact for something else. If I wanted to turn the water back on again, I could bend this pipe over temporarily like that. Remember, like I was showing you, like that. I take my little wire goodie right there, tie it around that, and then turn the water back on and probe around there, or see if I can, or hear if I can hear the bubbler under this bush here, something like that. Yeah, I want to really check it out, because if I can't find a bubbler for here, then I'm going to have to make the assumption that this was for that, and in fact this could have cut it. It could have ripped the other piece that went into the bush a foot or so. It could have taken that whole piece when the gardener chopped it off, and it could have flung it out. So I'm not ready to give up just yet. I want to make sure that there's water to this bush before I make this repair. Make sense?